This is how smart people treat toxic people. There's a silent war that rages inside each of us, a battle between the impulses that chain us to destructive emotions and the quiet power of self-control that leads to mastery. It is a war not seen by others, but felt in the deep recesses of our being. A war that determines whether we are ruled by the chaos of others or remain sovereign over our own mind. Toxic people, like black holes of emotional energy, attempt to pull us into their orbit. They feed on chaos, confusion, and your surrender to base impulses. But the wise do not engage in such battles. They transcend them. To engage with a toxic person is to willingly step into a battlefield where victory is impossible because the terms of engagement are stacked against you. Their weapons are insidious: manipulation, guilt, anger, and shame. They draw you into emotional storms, seeking to provoke reactions that align with their broken world. But what if the battle isn't one you must fight? What if the true victory lies not in conquest, but in detachment, in silence? The smart, those who understand the nature of toxic souls, know that they cannot control others, but they can control themselves. They recognize that to react is to lose, and so they become an immovable force, like a mountain standing tall against a howling wind. Toxic words and actions crash against them, but do not stir them. Their strength is not in retaliation, but in stillness. Imagine this. You are confronted by someone trying to provoke you, their words dripping with venom, their intentions clear. They want you to lose yourself, to fall into their web of negativity. But instead of responding with anger or frustration, you pause. You breathe. You remind yourself that their chaos is not yours to inherit. Your mind, fortified by self-control, becomes a fortress no one can penetrate. You listen, but you are not moved. You see, but you do not act out of impulse. In that moment, you win, not because you overpowered them, but because you did not allow them to overpower you. The wise treat toxic people not with retaliation, but with indifference. The moment you decide that your peace is more important than their drama, you break free from their influence. You become untouchable, unshakable. But this isn't about apathy. It's not about withdrawing from life or turning cold to others. It is about recognizing that your emotional energy is sacred, a fire that must be tended carefully. It is about understanding that every reaction you give to a toxic person is a flame you give away, feeding their fire while dimming your own. The truly wise know that the only flames worth feeding are those that lead to purpose, growth, and clarity. In the end, treating toxic people smartly is about preserving your own energy. It is about drawing a line in the sand, not for their sake, but for yours. You choose silence when provoked. You choose distance when manipulated. You choose stillness over chaos. And in doing so, you rise above. The message is clear. You cannot save someone from their own destruction, but you can save yourself from being dragged down with them. Toxic people will always exist, their poison seeping into interactions, but they are powerless against someone who has mastered the art of self-control. To overcome destructive emotions, you must first see them for what they are, an invitation to lose yourself. The smart never accept that invitation. Instead, they remain focused on what matters, forging ahead in life with clarity, untouched by the toxic hands of those who seek to pull them down. This is not the path of the faint-hearted, it is the path of the strong. Only those who have tasted the chaos of emotional storms and found strength in stillness can walk it. But once you do, you realize that the most powerful person in the room is not the one who speaks the loudest, but the one who remains silent, untouchable, and deeply in control of their own fate. And that person is you. This journey is not about controlling the world around you. It is about mastering the world within. Seek not to dominate others, but to rule yourself. This is the way the wise treat toxic people, with silence, with distance, with indifference, choosing always to remain a master of their own mind.